but I saw some gentleman pull up into the blocked off parking lot where there were only empty police cars that they had left to park. And this person came up on a black motorcycle. It was a Harley. They were wearing very tight black wash skinny jeans with a yellow "Don't Tread on Me" flag around their neck. They got off the motorcycle. I noticed them for a moment because I noticed the flag and it stuck in my brain.
Right.
And so I noticed them and I turned back around to towards where Trump was, towards the fence to like listen. And then I'm just kind of, like looking around, taking in the area around me. And then I turned obviously all the way around me and he is gone and he's no longer there. And so I looked to my right up the fence line and I did not see him. And he's wearing that large flag on his back, so he would be easy to spot in the crowd. And there's not very much farther than you could go from where I was looking. And so then I looked back to where his bike was parked and I saw that the side door of the building was wide open.
I mean, that's really it, Gary. I can confirm, from one of the state police plainclothes investigative guys that I was talking to really late in the night, right? As I said, they held, I say held, but that the FBI asked us to stay, informed us we weren't detained, that we saw a lot, right? Had to hang around for a good 3 or 4 hours afterwards, waiting for teams of FBI to come and teams of 2 to interview everybody. By the time they released me, it was probably around 10 p.m. But as I said, I'd given one of the state troopers my license, when we were still in the tree line. And so I wanted that back. I knew I wasn't going to get my motorcycle back that night, but I wanted my driver's license back. And one of the state guys that I was talking to had confirmed that story that everybody's likely or most have heard now, where they buddy lifted each other onto the roof, distracted Crooks, right? Guy pushed himself back. I had heard that he had actually broken his ankle on the fall, but I can most certainly confirm that was what I heard that night from one of the state police. So I'm not sure you and I talked about that, Gary, but other than that, I mean, that the videos that you've seen is everything that I've seen. I think that, and I forget the handle of the guy that video from, really where I was. I forget who that was. There was a Sheetz employee, right? He had the black Sheetz ball cap. He had the red Sheetz shirt on and there's a Sheetz right across the street from where this happened. And the kid said he just got off work and he saw the crowd and he figured, well, I'm going to come over and take it all in. And he was among the 7 with me that were held there for interview, and his phone was taken. He was also at a very odd angle. He was effectively, behind the shooter at the time. He was sort of taken into custody by the police. He was actually cuffed and put down on the ground. I think because he was recording, the law enforcement and, that was standing above the deceased Crooks, right? And it was almost like, what are you doing in that position? Now, meanwhile, the guy just ran for cover when the shots were fired. Everybody pretty much scattered. I stayed in those tree lines. For what reason, I don't know. I just stayed there as opposed to running away. But that guy, I think because he ran away kind of behind the scene and kept recording, he was a lot more suspicious than those of us that were just hunkered down in the trees. Like almost like maybe he could have been part of, with the shooter, right? Almost recording the shooter from behind. But again, that kid was in the tree line with me at the very beginning and then ran. And then by the time he was spotted by the law enforcement on the roof, that's when I actually heard him say, it pointed to the guy, that guy right there, black hat, red shirt, detain him, right? Only because he was recording after the fact from a questionable angle, right?